Okay, so hello guys and welcome. I want to show you this game. It's called Planet Explorers, in case you haven't already guessed from the title screen, maybe. Um, so Planet Explorers is a game I've been playing probably a bit too much of the last couple of months, but I've been playing with my friends and my family, and it's a brilliant game. It's an open world sandbox game in a similar vein to Minecraft, but with one key difference, and I think it's probably best to talk about that when we actually enter the game. So here we are at the front end, and here you can see the single player. Oh, by the way, if you see this top green thing here, I've been having all sorts of trouble with Nvidia's Shadow Play. It's I'm recording the desktop with the game together with the game in the background. So the desktop is in the background now, but yeah, it's recording both because it won't actually work otherwise. And so yeah, that's going to be there throughout, so sorry about that. So here we are at the front end, single player, multiplayer, create. I can't remember what create does, but it sounds really cool. Options, others, board and quit. These are self-explanatory. Create probably relates to the world editor tool, which has just been introduced. This game, by the way, is a early access game. Almost forgot there. Early access, bloody hell. Early access game. Sorry. So it's continually updated on a regular basis, hopefully. And we're not going to go to multiplayer. Let's go to single player. And in the single player, we have story, adventure, build. Build is similar to Minecraft in that you have access to all the materials, an infinite amount almost. Adventure is it's an adventure mode, but you can play that in multiplayer as well, and we have story mode, which is a dedicated single player experience. So this caters for everyone. If you just prefer single player RPGs, then that's fine. If you prefer multiplayer games, then that's fine. This even includes PvP. So I have decided to go to build because it gives access to everything, so that I can give a lowdown on what this game offers. Otherwise, if I started one of the other modes, I start with nothing and I can't really demonstrate what this game's all about. So this is the character creation screen. A very handsome looking, fit looking guy who goes to the gym with a six-pack. Go away. Just kidding guys, just kidding. So this is the character creation screen. It looks very limited at the minute, but as I was saying before, it's an early access game. They do hope to improve the options available. However, when you zoom in, you do have a lot of options that you can alter the actual base faces and body shapes and what have you. So here are the different hairstyles, chin, jaw, face thickness, moving down on these side tabs over here. We have face, once again, huge number of options, colour. Then you have the actual body as well, and then you can save it or load it or whatever. So I'm just going to keep this just so that we can quickly enter into the game. VV, very original, I know. And let's go to enter. Oh, and this is the seed. Basically you can choose which habitat you want to start on: grassland, forest, desert, redstone or rainforest. Redstone, I have no idea. There are new things that I do not recognise myself. Climate, dry, temperate, wet or random. Let's stay dry, shall we? Map size. Yes, this is not infinite like Minecraft, but you'll see why when we enter the game. River density, let's go for 15. There we go. Now let's start. So this game is, as I said before, sandbox game. You can create all sorts of things. What in the world is that noise? It's not me, by the way, guys. That is not me, I promise you. It's not me breathing. I'm not that excited. Well, not at the minute. I was when I first played the game, but... So you can create tools, you can create houses, you can mine stuff, you can craft stuff, you can collect stuff, and you can do anything. And that's the awesome thing about it. Now the key difference with Minecraft, I was saying before, and I'm sure you're desperate to hear about, is the fact that apart from this game using voxels for its graphics and... Oh god. All of these things here are items that are being added to my inventory because I'm in build mode. I have infinite resources to build stuff. But anyway, yeah, this game uses voxels. Now, if you've heard of a game called Outcast, it's a very old game. I think it was released around the time of the Dreamcast in, I think, 1999 or perhaps 2000. I think it was developed by Infogrames, or at least published by Infogrames. And that was the game that really popularised the use of voxels. And voxels, if you can look at the background there, for instance, the landscape and topography looks very, very natural looking, and that's what voxels do. It's a graphical technique that's quite different to polygons. And there was a period of time when developers really didn't use the technology for various reasons. It didn't really excel in other parts of the game, such as with the actual character models themselves or what have you. There were other games that used it soon after Outcast, including Delta Force, I remember. But now, what with the indie scene being as it currently is, there are a lot of indie games out there that are utilising the technology, and that includes games like Landscape as well, which is very similar to this one. But I'm just waiting for this thing to go away. But the main thing about this game that differentiates it from Minecraft is the fact that you can create anything. You can create things from total scratch. You can create engines, you can create cars, tanks, helicopters, you name it. I mean, these are really, it goes right down to the very nitty gritty. Whereas with Minecraft, you have more or less everything. Well, not everything, but you have many of the things created already for you. But with this one, you can create things from scratch. So if you look on the forums, or even if you go to some of the websites that have been set up specifically for some of these designs, which you can actually download and then upload into your game, you can see that there's a whole host of opportunities to be able to customize your actual game. And what with the recent update including a world editor, it goes even further, so you can create the whole world as well, on top of being able to create engines and cars and planes and jets and turrets and everything like that. So I think that's the killer feature of this particular game, as well as because it's continually updated. And I think they're going to use Unity 3, or I think it's Unity 3 in the next update, which is going to be absolutely awesome. So where to start? Thankfully that thing's gone away. So let's look at this. What's this? Missions. Well, we have no missions because I'm in build mode, but you would find your missions there. And by the way, you can move these wherever you want. That's another great thing about this, is it's very customizable, so you can have your map down here, or you can have it up here, or wherever. So let's just put this, I don't know what this is actually. I think it's the inventory. Let's check. No, it's not. The inventory's here. So you have all these things available to you. You do have a lot of space at the beginning. And as I said, because I'm in build mode, I have access to these, but when you first start the game, the proper game, story mode or the adventure mode, you will not have access to all of these things. Moving over to here on this equipment tab, we have all the shovel. Let's try the shovel. Just drag it onto number 1, press the corresponding key, and let's test out the voxel engine, voxel system, sorry. There we go. So as you can see, just zooming in, it's supposed to look a lot more natural than what polygons could create. And, you know, if your world is absolutely huge, then it's not going to be as taxing on your computer. By the way, the settings are on minimum. So let's put it to fantastic, shall we? Apply. So yeah, I've just increased the graphics to maximum, and as you can see, the foliage is quite dense, and this can be an issue if you don't have a quad core. I would say at least a quad core in running this game. This game is very reliant on the CPU as well as the GPU. So if you just have a good graphics card but a a dual core or something like that, you might not be able to run it very smoothly. But as you can see, yeah, it looks very, very natural. Something that wouldn't otherwise be as natural looking using polygons. And yeah, it looks absolutely awesome. So moving on from the the equipment, in the inventory screen we have the resources. So I can't hear myself because of that water. Let's just move away from there. So you have all these blocks that are infinite in build mode, more or less infinite. And yeah, I mean that's basically it. Fuel, that will be fuel for... Where is that water coming from? Sorry guys, I just can't hear myself speaking because of that noise. So, you know what, I could just turn down the volume. Sound effect. Yes, okay. Awesome! Okay, so the batteries will be used, or sorry, the fuel will be used for, say, I don't know, your car or something like that. And the great thing is that it has a really fully comprehensive, I would say, creation system, which is right here. And it's really, you know, for this type of thing to be within a game is quite surprising. Because what we have, sorry, so what we have here on the side is the materials that you may want to use. So let's choose gold because it's quite easy to spot, and let's put it there. Let's create a slab. Okay, then press, and there you have your gold slab. And then you might want to, I don't know, put some pillars up like this, and create a chassis or something for some sort of vehicle. Whoops. There we go. Obviously you'll take a bit more time than I'm doing right now. And then you just go with it, yeah, there we go. So you get the idea. I mean, that's terrible. That is horrible. But you get the idea of what this game is capable of doing. And then on top of that, you can go to the parts. You can choose hilt. Nope. Well, you can basically create engines and place the engine and place the wheels. You don't have to worry about the axle or anything like that. It doesn't go that in depth, but as long as it has the necessary components in place for it to operate, so it has the fuel cell, it has the seating, it has the wheels perhaps, so that it can actually move on the ground, that would help. And yeah, and then you're sorted. But I'm going to cheat. You can save the files, you can save your creation, sorry, in an ISO file, which you can use in other worlds. So if you create an amazing helicopter and you wanted to use it again in the future, you can save it as an ISO file and then upload it in your new world. Well, guess what? I've cheated, and I have already downloaded some other people's creations. This was when I first started the game, just to get a lowdown about what was going on. No, I don't want to save. Don't save. No. You actually do need the materials first in order to construct these things. And so this is something that I stole. In fact, that tank that you saw was something I stole as well. From another... Well, someone uploaded it to a site, so... And what you do is you press this button here to upload, and everything's green, which means that you have the necessary materials. Because I'm in build mode, I'm cheating again. And then choose export. The creation exported successfully. Enjoy. Exit out, and then you go over to your inventory. Go over to item. It should be an item. And there it is. The XR623 Mark II. Then you click, hold, drag, and no, I don't want it on my head. And there we go. And yeah, so you can do that with any creation. You can do it with buildings as well, guys. So if you have a massive skyscraper or something, or a beautiful cottage house, then you can save the whole building and you can do the same thing. It works slightly different to the actual items, but you can actually save buildings as well. So let's get on and let's have a party. Yay! So over here, this thing here is the altitude meter. I need to turn it on first. There we go. So obviously, if I pushed it up all the way up to 10, then it'll go up very, very fast. If I pushed it all the way down to... or off! No, 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 no. You don't want to crash down to Earth because it's very painful. The lighting as well in this game is absolutely brilliant. There we go. Can't really appreciate the lighting in these conditions. But at night time, oh geez, it's beautiful. Especially when you have other people in their own machines, their cars or whatever, and we're going adventuring together at night time. It's very, very exciting. Which brings me on to the NPCs and the monsters. I sound like I've been drinking. I wish I had been, but I haven't, sadly. So let's just bring this down a bit. I don't think we can find any monsters around here. This might be because it's build mode. Could go exploring actually. So yeah, what I was saying before, the requirements, system requirements for this game are pretty steep. You need to have, I think you can play it on a quad core, sorry, on a dual core processor, but if you really want to appreciate the game, you need at least a quad core, because it's very taxing on the CPU as well as the GPU. As you can see, the vegetation is very, very dense. So let's just lower the vehicle down, turn off the lights to save energy, and wait there, almost there, almost there, almost there. There we go. And then it's E to exit. So all of these plants here you can harvest. So let's just harvest that. And you can use these to create potions and things and medipacks. Now the great thing about this is that there are different biomes that I showed you before. There's the wet habitat, there's the rainforest, there's the desert, which you can see over there actually, and you have the habitat that I'm in now. Now depending on which habitat you start with, there are different ways to create medipacks, because obviously if I needed items from a desert, plants from a desert, then or a rainforest, which I can't see any of, then I'm pretty screwed because I have no access to that. So there are different ways, depending on your particular habitat, to create the necessary items, which is, it's brilliant. I mean, it does go against the grain of exploration, because if I did need something from a rainforest, then I would actually go and search for it. But it enables you to set up base quickly, to establish yourself, and to be able to, you know, venture out later on. And it also allows you to take advantage of the materials, the raw materials that you have in your particular habitat. So, I mean, that's a good thing. Now, looking at the rest of the features, we have the items. So before, items, equipment, and resources. And then we have the replicator, which doesn't seem to be working, probably because I'm in build mode. Now, the replicator acts in a similar way to Minecraft's crafting table, in that you can craft anything you want as long as you have the recipe. Whereas with Minecraft you can craft things from the get-go as long as you have the raw materials. With this one you need the recipe and the materials. Down here is the handheld PC, which I do not think will work because I'm in build mode once again. I'm beginning to regret starting build mode now because it's not as... doesn't allow me to explain everything. But here you would normally find a list down here at the bottom of minerals that you can scan for, and you press scan over here and it would usually scan for them. Once again, you need to find, I think you need to complete the single player mission or find recipes perhaps in order to access those, but you can find all sorts of minerals like iron or I don't know, can't remember now, tin maybe, which is absolutely awesome. And as I said, you can dig stuff and it looks very, very natural. Once again, looking at the mountains at the background there. And let's dig this grass over here to see what happens. Awesome. I got 2 dirt blocks for that. Hard work. You can use axes to cut down trees to gather wood, and yeah, there's lots of things to do. And it's a lot better when you play in multiplayer, obviously. Though as I said before, the single player experience is still there if you so wish. So let's go off and explore. Anything else? Colony. You can set up your own colony, gather NPCs to help you along the way, and that will help guard your particular area, your domain or whatever, which is very, very handy. Let's look at the water effects. I think I've covered more or less everything within the game. Items, the map. I'm just going to look at the water effects now to see how good they are. And then that's it, really. Go, 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 go! There we go. There we go. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if we can actually fish, but let's dig a hole here in the water. Yeah, there are a few issues with the game, which you have to forgive the game for, what with it being early access. This is an alpha game, actually, as well, which is a tremendous achievement considering that most alpha games are nowhere near as well polished as this. And I don't want to be too positive, because I don't want the developers to be too complacent and say, oh yeah, they're happy with that, we have no intentions of improving this any further, so goodbye. No, 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 no. There are a number of problems with the game. The main issue I've had with the multiplayer, at least, is that sometimes your world will not be saved, or you can't find it on the list of servers. And I don't know the reason why. I've looked into it, and other people have had the same issue. Another thing is that sometimes when they update the game, your previous save files are not compatible with the current version. This looks very, very beautiful, doesn't it? Another issue is also with the combat system. It's a bit iffy at the minute. There's no real oomph when you hit something. There's no proper feedback from the enemies, and the animations sometimes leave a lot to be desired. But as I said, it's an alpha game. You have to bear that in mind and be, somewhat sorry. You have to forgive them for any misgivings or any problems that are currently in the build. And that's basically it, guys. So yeah, if you want to play Planet Explorers, if you manage to get the game and you want to join in the fun, then add me on Steam or whatever. Follow me on YouTube, and maybe, if you have any ideas about the type of games or type of videos that you would like me to play or to create, then I will be perfectly happy to listen to those. And so that's it, really. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.